Hello everyone and welcome back to Fallout Wasteland Warfare, our settlement playthrough with the New Hope settlement. And unlike last time, because the settlement itself was attacked, we actually get to involve ourselves with the settlement rules this time by spending caps, doing explore actions and whatnot. But I do have a question for anyone more experienced with this mode going forward. Part of the settlement mode, which we can look at here, we have our New Hope settlement right here with the upgrades I've purchased so far. Part of the building step, which is the step we're in now, essentially, is you can buy your character's perks. I know where to find the point value of the perks if you're building a battle mode list. I can't find cap value. And I don't think points equal caps, because the very specific perk I want to buy the Armorer perk for the Sole Survivor, so that I can buy a power armor station, so that if we eventually get power armor, I can repair it. And it only costs 3 points to bring as an upgrade in a battle mode. I don't think it's going to cost 3 caps. I don't think the 100 caps listed here is the price, because that's to build the station itself, which you need the perk to do. So I don't know where to find the values. So if you do know, please tell me, because I want to start buying perks for my characters to buff them up a little bit. On that note, we have 460 caps currently to our name, which is quite a lot. We're taking some gear into the next battle, I've already decided in advance, but first we do a free Explorer card because of our Ranger Station, is it? Yep, Ranger Outpost. So we're going to cut the deck randomly and say, hey, we're doing this. Infested Barn. The homestead will trade with your settlement if you solve their mole rat infestation. Either draw, steal one item before burning down the barn, or exterminate the mole rats. Test your attack value. Gain 1 drink stand structure for free. Oh, wow. I mean, I'll test that with the Sole Survivor, why not? He's got good skills. His skill rating is 6, I believe. If I do melee, it's 7, actually. I'll do 7. Well, never mind, he failed. So he'll be starting the next battle with 1 damage. That's pretty much how things have been going for the settlement. So, also on that note, because we've done at least 5 quests, I've been forgetting this is an option. Where are we? Here we are. The amount of land our settlement has. You can either spend 500 caps to up the total number of buildings you're allowed, or complete 5 quests. We've done more than 5 quests, so I'm going to give myself the next upgrade of that for free. And beyond that, I think we need some armor, so I'm going to buy an Armory Station for 100, which lets us draw an armor card and keep it. Now, I don't have any curated decks for that yet, so I won't apply this time. Actually, what's the difference between armor and clothing? I'm not sure. I didn't realize there were separate categories, to be honest. I don't know. I'll need to look into that. I'm going to spend 100 caps on whichever one of these is more relevant. I want armor for my people. That's what they need. Armor and guns. I want to hold a little bit back for the power armor station, plus whatever the perk might cost, so I can buy it next time once someone's told me how much I'm actually supposed to spend. The last thing I want to spend on, though, is... let's see. We have 1 crop field, so we need 1 cooking station. How much does a cooking station cost? 100. So, 100 on that, 100 on one of these, and I think that's it for now. We'll bank the rest until I know how much I need to spend. Yeah, so with that we'll go into the blurb for the mission we're going to do today. Quest 3, the Infested gas station. A win will reward 200 caps, a loss will give 120. Quest overview. A local red rocket was previously used by the Brotherhood of Steel as a staging area. They left, though, after New Hope helped them find the source of the signal that they were looking for, and as a result it's now ripe for scavenging, or so it seemed. The Brotherhood also abandoned the area because of a radiation leak which has infected the local wildlife that are now infesting the gas station. If the Brotherhood left in a hurry, there might be some decent things to find, but is it worth the risk? So you've heard the quest overview, and we'll go over the specifics of the mission in a second, but first let's look at the team, and you'll notice that we are a man down. That is because of the consequence of what happened last time. The New Hope settlement is no longer safe. The stark realization that it needs defending, and that's partially why they're willing to risk coming here to find better gear. So, 1 person at least has to stay behind to protect the settlement that can fight off any potential advances of raiders and whatnot. So the free tech is staying behind this time. The Sole Survivor loner is here with his, he's bringing the Hunter's hunting rifle from our stash, and he has the 10mm pistol, machete, Lone Wanderer perk. Dogmeat Scout is here. We have our Scavenger with the pipe pistol and pipe wrench. Our Settler is bringing the incendiary assault rifle. because I want to go whole hog here, because there is some nasty enemies. It's late in the season. There's 2 more episodes left in the season, so as much as I would like to go easy on my poor settlers, too late. They've had all season to get geared up. It hasn't happened, really, but they had the whole season, so now comes the tough stuff. And then we have Pennyworth, who has his Mr. Handy Flamer and Buzzsaw. And for the purposes of the mission of what we're about to look at, there is a curated item pool of, I don't know, about 20 cards of particularly nice stuff, mixed in with just some general stuff, both what you would probably expect to find in a Red Rocket station, and also one where the Brotherhood have been using it as a staging area. So here are the specifics of the mission. There is 6, I believe, items on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's going to be considered a win if at least 4 of those are investigated. They're not necessarily items, they could be dangers, etc. But as long as at least 4 of them are investigated, it's considered a win. The area has been irradiated. There's some irradiated barrels up there. In general, the enemies here are going to be tough because they are irradiated. There's 2 irradiated radroaches, which are much tougher than your regulars. There is 2 standard feral ghouls who, in their own right, are honestly kind of annoying when they're not weak. But the biggest threats are the putrid glowing one, and I think, what's the other one called? The bloated glowing one. They've got like 13 and 12 health respectively. They do nothing but radiation damage. They're very, very nasty, and they can heal other ghouls nearby as well. It might be best to just try and avoid them rather than engage. We'll see. We're going to say 4 turns, well, maybe 5 actually. We'll see what it's like after 4. I'm never too sure. 4 or 5 seems like the ideal amount for the length of battles we've been doing here. You can deploy any edge at all, yellow in, and I think that's about it in terms of customization. The objectives, if that's rolled on any of the enemy AIs, is just fight and kill. It's just find and kill and take out the settlers. So basically they're all just going to be very aggressive. So combined fire might be a good idea. We'll see. This is our chance. This is literally the last chance, I think, to get some decent gear for the finale of the season, which is coming soon. So I'll get the team deployed and we'll jump straight into battle round 1. Alright, I've essentially just deployed yellow in on a line along here. The scavenger and the settler, their job is to distract / kill the putrid glowing one and the fetid glowing one, whatever, the bloated and putrid, I believe. Keep forgetting because all the words are interchangeable. Pennyworth bridging the gap between the two, and Soul Survivor, Dogmeat over here. And I actually get to go first for a change. There's 6 enemies on the table when I've got 5 now because the free tech isn't here. So I'm going to activate the Soul Survivor, and he's going to shoot his Hunter's hunting rifle at this feral ghoul, long range, which means 2 greens. The black die is because of the bonus on the gun when you shoot a creature, which ghouls are considered. So he's going to shoot twice, assuming he needs to, and we'll see what happens. So this is going to be a 5 or less. That's a 5 on the dot, down by 3. So let me just double check the damage on the Hunter's hunting rifle. I believe it is just 2. It is just 2, and the ghoul has 1 armor. He didn't block any of it, so he took 2 damage, and then the other shot, 6. Oh, it didn't come down at all, which is a shame because he absolutely would have killed it. Still, 2 damage. Not the most ideal of enemy activations to start with. It was the bloated glowing one, 12 or 13 health, super armor permanently, very tanky, and he is just stomping down the field with his hands outstretched in the well, what is it, pose, just begging to be shot. Oh, and just to be clear, at the end of his activation you would normally roll to see if he does a radiation burst in an orange around him. The only thing it could possibly hit is the radroaches, and they take no damage or are not healed either from radiation damage, so there's no point in doing the roll. Alright, with that very large threat bounding its way down the passage there, I'm going to activate the settler, and she's going to shoot from where she is with that incendiary assault rifle. I'm going to try and get fire on there because I think that might be worth it. At that distance she's only getting the black die. The blue die only does something on a star, I believe it is, for setting them on fire. Let's see if I can see it from here. Yep. So 6s. Insta fail, which is a shame because it would have set them on fire. And the other shot, well, that's a crit. Oh, is that a star? It's such a weird, it's not well painted, it's missing, or part of it's been filled in by accident. It is. So she has indeed set him on fire, hit him for 2 damage. He's got 2+1 armor. He only gets the +1, so he did take 1 damage and is on fire. Next up for the AI was the feral ghoul who was wounded by the Soul Survivor, so of course he wants some retribution, and as a result has blindly charged in. He's got 2 health left, incidentally, and now he's in perfect charge range for Dogmeat, which I might take advantage of, although I'm going to have to start advancing people or nothing's going to get looted, which defeats the purpose of being here. But of course for now I am going to do the charge, and then Dogmeat's going to do the dog bite special on that ghoul to try and take him off the field. One less annoyance. If we can clear this left flank, it'll be easier to go around here than it is on the far side where the very strong enemies are. So he's taking a green die for his charge bonus because it's just I want it to land more so than do damage, because he just needs to do 2. And it's 6s. That's a 5, so it hits. 4 bottle caps? What on earth? Do they do anything on the dog bite? I don't think they do. They would take away a prepare, which isn't relevant. What is relevant is if he blocks 1 damage or not. Oh, he blocked 1 damage. Okay, so that means he's alive on 1 health left. That's unfortunate. So it was one of the irradiated radroach swarms that activated, not the one inside the building, but the one outside. And if he's far enough away from any known enemies, he can just kind of wander, and that's what he did. So he scuttled this way, as chosen by a random direction die, and then scuttled into the corner right over there. Still a threat. I think they have 6 health or something. A lot stronger than your standard radroaches. Alright, in order to take 1 threat off the board, finally, it's only taken my entire team. Pennyworth rather, is going to make use of his green charge range, charge into that feral ghoul, and we're going to take it out. He's going to take a green for his charge bonus, green for outnumbering, yellow is the standard for the Mr. Handy Buzzsaw, and we're going to cut him, and he's needing a 6. I just need it to hit because it's base 2 damage. 8 comes down to 7. He missed, or well, just failed to get through. Arg! Well, it's already going swimmingly. The other feral ghoul activated next for the AI and simply moved forwards twice, just looking to get into the fight and causing all sorts of problems over here, which was supposed to be cleared after like the second. Actually, no, the Soul Survivor should have done it by himself with that extra die from his gun he's using. Didn't work out that way. This is not going well. Alright, my last activation for the turn was the Scavenger. He's actually going to go after objectives, so he double yellow moved there. Next turn he can get into base to base with that and use a free action to flip it over at the very least and get our first little look at whether or not I can get anything worth dying for here. So now the radroach swarm inside the Red Rocket Station and the other ghoul up there get to activate, so we'll come back with both their movements done. So the radroach swarm inside the station came around the corner and ended up behind that ghoul there, and then the other ghoul, the glowing one, moved up as well, so he's right next to the larger of the two. We need to roll and see if it's a bottle cap. It is, which means he does a radiation burst, and that heals the 1 damage. It doesn't heal the burn, though. He's still on fire. And with that, we can go to the end of round event, rather. To say that first round could have gone better would be a massive understatement. Let's see if we get an event that helps us in some fashion. Cut the deck. A siren. An early warning siren from the Great War buried under the waste starts to blare, probably a short circuit. The deafening sound makes it hard to concentrate. Models can't use prepare actions. Models with prepare, excluding turrets, cannot use or discard them. Oh, okay, so not really relevant. That's fine. I mean, it could be a lot worse. Top of turn 2 with so far nothing achieved. Both sides have the same number of models. Actually, no, I still have less. So I'm going first. And on that note, Dogmeat is going to activate to try and take out that insert bad word here ghoul. Extra green die is from outnumbering, 6s. Good hit. Breaks the 1 armor he had. Doesn't matter. That ghoul is gone. Now, for his other action, we don't need to measure this because it's definitely within his blue charge range. He is just going to charge and tie up the other normal ghoul, staying away from the irradiated radroach because Dogmeat does not do well with radiation. So RNG was kind of good to us with the first AI activation. It's the radroach, radiated radroach swarm. Over here it moved, but then it did put it in charge range that he could charge into the settler. Randomly picked a green charge bonus, but obviously can't attack this turn. She is probably going to have to be, well, she could be the sacrificial lamb for those two if she remains the closest. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. So I'm going to take a chance with the AI activation and activate the Scavenger. He's going to pause, well, do 1 movement action but not a whole movement action, so he's base to base with that first objective there. For his other action, he's going to take a shot at the radiated radroach swarm here, and then he'll, for a free action, flip that at the end of his turn. So with his pipe pistol, yellow plus black, and I think it's 3s with him, definitely not 6s, definitely not. Yeah, it was a 3. So he missed, but that Doesn't mean he can't do this. So has he found an item or a danger? He has found an item, but also a danger. I don't have the danger cards handy, so I'll need to look those out. But first, let's see what he found, because he's found something regardless. We'll split the deck here and say he has found... Ooh, a laser rifle. He's going to use that for the rest of this match, at the very least. That is pretty decent. It's about time we had an energy weapon. Alright, here are clear and present danger cards. I'm going to cut the deck here. We're doing this one. Foul odor. What could that smell be? He is going to be affected. Test endurance. What is the endurance of a scavenger? I'm going to have to come over here to check. Apologies. His endurance is a 5. He passed. Add -2 until the end of the activity. Wait, is it a negative regardless of what you do? Oh, until the end of the current activation. Okay, so it makes no difference then. That's the better outcome of the two. So unfortunately it was the bloated glowing one who activated next with AI. Did not want to see that. That's a massive pain. He walked, he charged, and is engaged with the scavenger. Now he takes 1 damage from being on fire. Then we have to see if it goes out. So O, it stays on, X it doesn't. It stays on, so he's on fire still. Does he let out a radiation burst at the end of his turn? Oh, I think he does. I'm going to have to check. He absolutely does. Yellow range, 1 radiation damage. It doesn't affect Codsworth. I don't know if it affects himself. Actually, I think it specifies that it doesn't. I'll double check that as well. Does not heal self. Yeah. So, unfortunately, 1 radiation damage to our scavenger right there. That's a problem. So I'm going to go with Pennyworth next, and he is within his green charge distance to engage with both the irradiated radroaches and the feral ghoul. He's going to attack the feral ghoul, but he is touching bases with both of them, and he's taking a black die for his charge bonus, and needs a 6. Okay, it hits. Does the bottle cap do anything different on his... No, it does not. Nothing at all. So that's just 2 damage against 1 armor. Which he does block, so the ghoul only takes 1 damage. I'm not killing these fast enough. So a bit of a conundrum about what the AI would do in this situation, because it is that irradiated radroach swarm of the 2 activations the AI has left that's going next. Obviously he's engaged with Codsworth, he is not engaged with Dogmeat. He wants to attack closest, aggressively. Codsworth, how dare I call him Codsworth? Pennyworth is right there, and he wants to attack him. He only does radiation damage. He does 2 radiation damage twice if he's at full health. Very scary if you're not good against radiation damage. Pennyworth doesn't take damage from radiation. He's literally immune. So do they just bounce off him ineptly? Or does the AI know that it can't do that damage, so it goes elsewhere? I don't know. I'm trying to think how it would be in the game. And in the game, the enemies would just attack him, even if they weren't doing any damage. So that's how we're going to play it for now, especially because I kind of need the handicap, honestly. But in general, I am curious what would happen in this situation, because I'm not sure if there's a ruling on it or not. So part of the reason I wanted those 2 enemies engaged is because I wanted the ability for the sole survivor to just kind of slip through and start looting. And that's what he's doing. Even though he's got a good gun, he has moved up twice. He's aiming for that trash can there to loot it. And also, oh, I actually did forget that this feral ghoul has not activated yet, so he will get a chance to attack Dogmeat or Pennyworth. I presume it will be Dogmeat because that's who he engaged with first, but the issue of the radroach still remains. Alright, that feral ghoul is taking some swipes, 2 swipes at Dogmeat, black, green, and needing 6s. First one misses. Would have given a quick action, can't do anything with it. Second one, that's a 9, so thankfully it misses because it would have done extra damage. Finally, the enemies start missing. So last activation for me this turn is the Settler, and I want her to break away from that radroach swarm and then just keep running and luring them away. So assuming she gets away safely, 2 attempts, presumably, because the radroaches get 2 attacks if they're at full health. Down to 2s though, with a green die, because of the breakaway. The first one is a miss. The second one rolled out of the dice tray, so I'll roll it again, is a critical fail. So she got away, and I think I do want her to... The radroach swarm is going to chase her if it activates before her next turn, but she might be able to get some shots off, set people on fire. I'll move her there. I'll move her there, and that's it for my turn. So it's just over to the other glowing one to end off battle round 2 already. Oh, never mind. The settler just cannot catch a break. The glowing one moved forward yellow, charge distance of red, put him into base to base with her. I should have placed her better. Does he let out a radiation burst? He actually does. So that's that's one rad damage to her. Actually, I don't know if his range is yellow or orange. Let's check that live, because I think the bloated one's is wider. Yeah, his is only orange. So she's taking one rad damage for sure, but yeah, no one else. So she's just taking one radiation damage, and that's us at the event phase. Well, that was two pretty disastrous turns for me, with only one of the 4 needed objectives to win done at this point, and the enemies breathing down our necks. Let's cut the deck here and say we're doing this one. Churned land, we have seen this before. Yeah, this is the artillery shelling. The first movement each model makes on ground level areas is treated as difficult, so everyone is moving slower this turn. Bad for me, not bad for the enemies because they're already in against me. Arg. Alright, battle round 3, I am activating the sole survivor. He has moved to the far side of that dumpster and will be flipping that icon at the end of his turn as a free action. He's going to fire into this giant melee here, aiming for the rad roaches. If he hits the goal, that's fine as well. These are the dice he's getting at point blank, and because he's shooting into melee, it's 2 easier, so that makes it a 7. So he hit with a crit, an armor break, and 2 extra damage. That's fantastic on the assumption that he hits an enemy. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. It is hitting the irradiated rad roaches, so he's hitting them for 4 damage. And they have 1 armor, I believe. Let's just double check. Yep. So they block none of it, but they do have 6 HP. So it's still alive on 2, but that's still pretty decent. Let's flip this over to see if I need to look at a danger card. Oh wow, it's literally just an item. Okay, never mind, come over here. Grab the item deck. Come on, we need something good. Let's cut the deck here and see what we got. The Ripper. What is this? Strength plus, if you're 7 plus strength, you get a bonus. Yellow, not black. Okay, so you would get 2 yellows if you were 7 plus strength using this. 2 base damage, yellow dice standard. Is that better than his machete? I don't know, the machete's got a green and a black, but it's only 1 base damage. This breaks armor. I'd say it probably is worth it. He will equip it for now. See how it goes. So it was the glowing radroach swarm, irradiated, down here that activated, and unfortunately could easily charge into the settler. Did not get away far enough. Massively moved her incorrectly. So, black die from charging, green die from outnumbering, and it attacks twice. Needing 4s, I think. I'll double check if I need to. A 7, 6, 5. I'm very sure it wasn't a 5, but I'll double check just to be sure. Yep, needed to be a 4, which is just as well, because that would have been a real nasty hit. So that goes away. These stay for the other hit. And that's also a miss. Excellent. Alright, let's see if Pennyworth can take out that irradiated Radroach base with 2 health left. Attacking twice, needing 6s. It hits with an armor break. They only have 1 armor, so that is 2 damage right there. And he is gone. Or they, I guess, they are gone. So that's gone. He's got 1 more attack, and he might as well take a swing at the goal, help dog me out. So that's the same dice again. No, green, because they're outnumbering him now. 6s. A fail with a quick action. Can Pennyworth do anything with quick actions? No, not really. Oh well. It's the bloated glowing one activating next, so his burn does 1 more damage to him. Same as before, does it stay on? It actually does. He stays on fire, that's potentially good. What's not good is that he's taking swipes at the scavenger, obviously, and he's strength 7 plus, so he gets that extra black die thrown in along with his normal green and yellow. He resolves 2 physical damage first, and then it converts to 2 radiation damage on top of that. I just need to double check what it needs to roll. Oh, of course it's 7s. Just said that. So the first hit is definitely a hit for 3 physical damage with 1 armor break. He has 1 armor remaining, the scavenger. He did block it, so he blocked the bonus damage, which means he takes the 2 physical damage, but then it's resolved that it becomes 2 radiation damage. He has no radiation defense. It's as bad as dog meat in that regard. So it actually becomes 3 radiation damage in total. And then the second swipe, oh, you know what? He should have had an extra green die for his charge bonus there. I guess I'll throw it into this one because we haven't suffered enough. I totally forgot he charged last turn. It's already a hit anyway. It breaks his entire armour, does 3 damage. Goodbye, Scavenger. Thank you for your time. Oh, forgot to do the roll on camera for his end of turn radiation burst. He did get it, and it's yellow range, so the settler has taken 1 more radiation damage. Alright, I'd like Dogmeat to take out this ghoul before he gets a chance to attack, and that means these 3 can just run away and grab objectives while the settler dies for the cause. The extra green die is because of outnumbering. 6s. That's an insta fail. Excellent, excellent start, Dogmeat, fantastic. And that's an 8, 7, 6, 5, so it comes on by 6. Breaks armour, they only have 1 armour. Does the bottle caps do anything for him again? Nope. So that is just 2 damage, which means the ghoul is living on 1 health again. Typical. Well, the other glowing one is activating, so this is going to be the death of this settler almost certainly. He actually should be rolling 3 black dice, because his normal attack is 2 black dice, but he's 7 plus strength, or he's 7 strength. So there should be another one in there. Charge bonus on the first attack from the green, and his skill is 7, yeah. So there's an extra black die thrown in. I'll just re-roll one of the blanks. So it's actually, it is hitting for 3 damage, followed by 2 radiation damage. She has 1 armour. She did block the extra damage, so that's 2 damage, which then converts to 2 radiation damage. She only has 4 health. There is no need for another attack. She is gone. Now he can't automatically use his other action to charge you, so he's just going to move towards his next foe. This way over here, and where's the blue die? We'll do it on camera this time. Does he do a radiation burst? He does not. With the settler's demise, that's all my activations for battle round 3. So it's just the ghoul here. He's going to attack Dogmeat, because if he's equal with both, he's obviously going after the one he can hurt. And he's 6s, I believe. Yep, 6s. That's a crit with an armor break. So Dogmeat's down by 1 to 1 plus 1 armor. So only the plus 1 stops. So he takes 1 damage, which then also converts to rad damage. And then the other attack. Oh no, that's a hit as well, for 1 extra damage. So this time he is just 2 armor, he blocked 1 of it, took another 1 damage, which also converts to 1 radiation. It's building up, and we're at the event phase. Well, things are looking dicey if we're only doing 4 turns, but hey, let's see what the last event is, or potentially last event. Diamond City Radio, it's a nothing event. There you go if you want to read it. That's probably for the best, honestly. Alright, top of battle round 4. I think there is exactly 1 way I can win. Keeping in mind the win criteria is 4 of the 6 items have to be searched. On that note, I'm activating the Soul Survivor. He's just double moving. He's just flipping this over. So let's see what this is first, and then we'll talk about what else. It's nothing. Of course it's nothing. Of course it's nothing. But Dogmeat is the closest target to all the enemies. Ideally, someone over here goes, gets engaged with him, he kills the ghoul, frees up Pennyworth. Pennyworth is red standard movement. 2 red actions would get him into here to search that. And if we do that, we win, even though we're basically almost wiped out. If that can't happen, or if he tries to break away, somehow he gets caught, or one of these enemies move in, then it can't happen at all and we'll lose. But we did still find some gear, I suppose, which is the silver lining. But there's 1 more chance after that blank, it had to be blank, for 1 last bit of gear. Well, the putrid glowing one activated. Dogmeat was the closest threat, barely, so he's charged in against the poor doggo and is attacking him. 7s, the green die is from the charge bonus. He gets a 3rd black die as well because of his strength. Bottle cap does nothing, so I'll just re-roll that. So he's breaking 1 armor. That means Dogmeat has 1 armor left. Nope. So he takes the full damage, which is 2, which then also converts to radiation, leaving the poor doggo on 2 HP. But I can now activate him and hopefully free up Pennyworth. That's the plan. Or I could, well, Pennyworth can just take the hit actually. There's no, the ghoul cannot physically kill Pennyworth in 1 hit, not with him. Even if it ignored his armor, which it wouldn't. But even if he ignored his armor, I don't think the ghoul could kill him in 1 turn. So I think we can do this. No, wait, no, we can't. Because the breakaway is orange movement only. Dogmeat has to kill this ghoul, or it won't work. Because I don't think an orange plus a red. No, because you can't really turn corners with it, can you? So no, it wouldn't be enough. Yeah, Dogmeat has to take out the ghoul. Alright, best boy, it's all down to this. No bonuses at all, it's just 2 straight up dog bites. needs to do 1 damage. It's very, very doable, which is something you should not say before rolling dice. It is a hit. It breaks his... Oh, it's actually good enough as is. It breaks his armor. It does 2. This ghoul is gone. Now that does beg the question, what do you do with his other action? There is no way, any shape or form, he is killing this ghoul. So I'm not even going to bother rolling, because it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. What matters now is who activates next. The irradiated Radroach Swarm activated, and just to show I'm not cheesing anything, there you go, there's proof that Dogmeat is ever so slightly the closer target than Pennyworth. So he went after him, he moved and charged into him, doesn't get to attack this turn, but we might as well just cover this now. Pennyworth can do a combination 2 red movements to kind of go under here, come into the building, end his turn adjacent to this symbol. Now this is, it could be just a danger symbol here, I don't know, I'll flip it in a second. But in flipping this, that's 4 of the 6 checked, so we do actually win right at the tail end of the game. Let's try and grab this out of here and see what it was. It is just straight up an item. Let's see if it was worth the pain and suffering and splattered teammates across the battlefield. We found, come on, booze! We found booze! Well, a win's a win. So with that victory we do earn 200 caps, and I did this last time, there was a slightly curated item deck available. I'm going to torture both myself and you by showing you some of the stuff we could have been getting. There's some other stuff like bobby pin, armor upgrade, radiation, baton, sunset sarsaparilla, some med-X, there was a missile launcher, that would have been great, 44 magnum, that would have been great, duct tape to sell, an upgrade for power armor, a 10mm pistol, those don't go wrong, Rad-X, oh look, some power armor was hidden in there, the Brotherhood left behind some power armor that we didn't get, and there was a second laser rifle. Now we shouldn't look a gift first in the mouth, because we did get good stuff. 5 items, we can only retain 4 of them. I'm obviously retaining these 2, so which one of these is going bye-bye? I'm not sure. Oh, the bourbon. Get out of here. So we're taking these back to our settlement, and there's actually no vote to offer you this time, because there's only 2 missions left, and one of them is already definitely going to be the finale, which means come back next time for the worst defense, which is a mission I wish we'd gotten much earlier in the season because of the benefit we'll get if we win it. But you'll learn more about that next time. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the series. I hope you've enjoyed. See you next time for some more Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Until then, ta-ta for now.